a couple things that I want to say. Number one is you are taking action, but I think what we need to remember, and this is a good reminder for everyone, is at the end of the day, in order for us to close deals, in order for us to make more money, we have to get on more Zoom calls, right? And so although you had a couple people that like ghosted you and you had contact with, you actually are only 0 for 1. You're not 0 for 3. You're 0 for 1 because you never even asked those people for money. You never even got that far, right? So I don't want you to look at this like, oh, I'm 0 for 3. You're actually only 0 for 1, which is still not that bad because you could close the next 3 and have a great closing percentage, right? 75%. So I think what I want to remind everyone is that at the end of the day, if you aren't getting the deals, if you're not where you want to be, if you haven't closed your first deal or you're not at 5 or 10K where you want to be, I want you to ask yourself rhetorically, how many Zoom closes have you been on in the last 90 days? If you've been in the program 90 days, or if you've been in the program 5 weeks, which right at the first of the year. And dude, I love it. Like part of our strategy for the 10K is we want you to be on 2 Zoom closes in the first month, which Porter will go over. So just remember, before you get too hard on yourself, the first thing that we need to remember is like, we need to get you, the problem is that you're not getting on enough Zoom closes.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It's a numbers game, basically.
The numbers game, right? Like you have to understand, like, even if you're a 50% close rate, which is amazing, you haven't even given yourself a chance to know if you're a 50% close rate because you haven't done 2 deals. So we need to increase the Zoom closes. That's number one. We need to get you on more. You need to be asking more people for more money. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do we do that? That's what I want to spend some more time getting into and figuring out where we can do that. But don't forget all of this stuff, the due diligence, the building the list, the setting up the ads, the cold calling, which is the hook. This all leads to one activity, and that is asking for money. You want to make more money? Ask more people for money. And in order to do that, you need to get on a Zoom call and close them. Now, when I say Zoom call, I understand sometimes it ends up being a phone call or something else, but we want to do our very best to make sure it's a Zoom call. So that's number one. I just want to say you're doing a hell of a job taking action. I'm not worried about you as far as that goes, but I want you to understand, like, the number one thing that matters is how many Zoom closes you've been on. You've only been on 1. So we need to increase that. We need to get you on, by the end of February, if we can get you on, let's say 3 more Zoom closes, now we've got some real data to work with. And my guess is you'll have 1, 2, maybe even 3 deals if you get on 3 more. Okay.